Man, oh man. Thank you. And you got jokes. I didn't know you got jokes like that. You got jokes. My goodness. It is such a pleasure to be here. Let me be honest with you. Is that all right? Can I be honest? Sometimes it's not easy getting up while it is still dark and traveling the highways and byways to get here, navigating Niara and all that stuff. You know, it's early, and you're questioning the whole way. It's like, man, you know. But then once you get here, you loosen up a bit. And there's this one word that always is very resonant as soon as I walk in this door. Home. Home. And this is home for me. And this is home for my family. So I just want to thank you for continuing to create that space of home even while we're not physically here week by week. So thank you. And it's kind of an honor for me to speak today during this Christmas season. And as I was thinking about, well, what am I going to share? You know, do I come with a overtly, Christmas message? You know, what do I do with it? I really didn't know. It really came to me. It's still coming to me. So this is an experiment and just kind of trusting. But as I thought about Christmas, one of the memories that holds fast for me is not any particular presents or anything. It was this idea. It's something that happened. So on Christmas Eve, my parents were acting very suspect. They were doing things, but we didn't know what they were doing. They were leaving the house. They were doing stuff. So that was happening. And I remember because when you walk up my stairs, you can see the living room, right? So on Christmas Eve, we usually went to bed a little bit late, me and my 4 brothers. But I remember getting that last look, going up, holding on to the banister, and taking a look at the living room. And the living room was plain. It had a few chairs, sofa, and a fireplace we never used, and that was it. But something happened in the darkness of the night where there was nothing. When we emerged in the light of the morning, when we walked down those stairs, there were all these little groups of presents all around. And it was magic to me. This idea that there was nothing, but out of that nothing emerged something. And of course, all the boxes looked alike. I mean, it was, socks, Fruit of the Loom underwear. I mean, it's amazing how all of us got the same type of gift, but different sizes, But it was magic. And so there was this idea, there was something that emerged out of the darkness, out of the nothingness. And as I think about this season, with all of its requisite controversies, now what was it? Can Santa Claus be black? Did you hear about that one, right? Right, that was in the news. And of course, is Jesus white? We had all of those controversies abrew. And, as we go into this holiday, I was thinking about, okay, we talk about Christmas a lot. But it's interesting to me how originally it's a pagan holiday. The roots are there. And we have all these people fussing about keeping Christmas, the reason for the season and all these things. But when I really think about the reason, the season, it comes from a different roots. And it's interesting because often pagan in our Judeo-Christian lexicon gets a bad word, right? But when you look at it, the roots of the word, it's not anything bad about it. It was just the people of the dirt, the people of the farm, the rural folk, the people who weren't in the city. And what they did is that they were keepers of a religious system that was connected to nature. And this yesterday, I believe. Yesterday, we celebrated the solstice. And the older I get, the more I am appreciating these celebrations like the solstice. Because as you know, the solstice is when what? What happens during the time of the solstice? What is it celebrated? What's that? Return of the light. So it's the night is longest, the day is shortest. But what happens is after that day, the 21st, the sun begins to rise a little bit higher in the sky. And so the ancient people, being in tune to this wisdom, began to celebrate the birth of the sun. Now, Christians later adopted that or co-opted that and said, well, it's the birth of the S-O-N, Son of God. But originally, it was the birth of the S-U-N, the birth of the Son. Come again. And the people celebrated this. And I love that. Because as I said, as I get older, I'm appreciating that because I'm seeing that what happens in nature usually is reflecting a spiritual principle. And that there's a way by which our own lives happen in seasons and cycles. Our lives happen in seasons and cycles. And in the winter times of my life, can I be real with y'all? Maybe this is just. In the winter times of my life, it reminds me of growing up. See, it's not like California here. California, y'all here have winter. It rained. I'm from the East Coast. I know winter. It's cold, it's snow, it's a whole bunch of, I'm just thinking right now, I'm dreaming of a what? And there's this image of this little child looking out the window, seeing the snow. Let me tell you what that really looks like. You see the snow coming down, you go down the stairs, and you're excited, and your parents give you a shovel and say, hurry up and get out there and shovel that snow. And make sure you get the banks where the snowplow piled it up. Yeah, it's not fun. So I know winter. I know winter. But winter is a time, especially on the East Coast, where there's a tendency to shut yourself in a little bit because it's cold. So you move in from one warm place to the next. And in the winter times of my life, I feel that sometimes I shut down a bit. Now, you can use this for something very positive, to be more reflective. Right, so there's reasons for times to shut down. But often, my winter times become a time where I lose sight of possibilities sometimes. Winter becomes that time where I get kind of stuck in a rut. Winter becomes that time where instead of wanting to go outside and be free, I find myself kind of going into my room and closing the window. It's a time where it seems like we're always wrestling with doubts and questions, but for some reason they seem a little bit more heavier, a little bit more present. And yet, even in the darkest of my winter season, I feel that there's a light within that wants to be birthed. And it's not in my head, it's not even in my heart, it's in my gut. It's that most essential part of me. I feel that even when it's darkest out, that there's a light within me that wants to give birth. And that's why I chose that reading. It struck me. In the reading it says, there is a light calling you, and you are moving into it. The light that I speak of is not outside of you, pulling you. It is at the core of your very being, bursting through right where you are. And I want to say a little something about this light. Is that this light is not something that is trying to motivate you to do something. It is signaling something about you being something. So that thing that is urging at you is something that's saying, I want to be more. I want to do more. I want to be something in this world. But what happens is we're not good at holding abstractions. So what happens is that this beingness, this notion, this compulsion takes on a form. And often it takes the form of a dream. And we have these dreams that we wrestle with at our gut level. And we know that they want to be free. Can you put the sign up? I have this picture that then I'm going to tell you this brief story of what it looks like when dreams go free, when you're allowed to express fully and completely without any type of fettered or hesitation. My daughter, Niara, is 6, and she's incredible, this young woman, and I catch her doing certain things now, like dancing. And, you say, well, that's not odd for a child to dance. No. She dances free. There's a difference. Or when she's in her room, playing with her blocks and creating new instruments. Or, oh gosh, don't let her find a shoebox. She'll turn that into, what was it? What was the latest thing she turned? Oh, she made a giant robot. She's made the console of a car. She's made a shrinkinator. Remember the shrinkinator? So there's a way by which the way Niara moves in this world it's free. It's unfettered. There's no winter season for her. It's free. And this picture is interesting because I remember one time I told her, Kwame was at work. I said, Niara, we're going out today. And, she's getting older, so I want her to express her autonomy a little bit more. So I said, baby, you can wear whatever you like, okay? I won't, you go in your room, you choose, I won't mix it up, it's all you, go for it. And so she said, really, Daddy? I said, yeah. So she went into her door, she went into her room, and she closed the door. And I was like, okay. She closed the door. And I heard the drawer, I heard some music. She turned on some music, and then I heard the drawers opening and closing, and there's stuff happening behind that door. So finally, she emerged. And the first thing I noticed was so from the neck up. So the first thing I noticed was this big smile. She had this smile like she accomplished something, right? She had that I accomplished something smile, right? So she was good. So now, below the neck, let's take a look at what she had on. So, number one, she had this shirt right here is like her favorite shirt, is one of her favorite shirts. It's a red shirt, has these two birds, it says loves on it, long sleeves, and it has a little hearts on the thing. She didn't wear that skirt. I think she wore these, she had these rainbow leggings, right? Then she had that pink salmon polka dot skirt. And she had gold princess slippers, right? And she had on this shirt. It was 100 degrees. It was the summer. And she topped it off with it was I think it was a purple headband or something. And she was proud. And she came out, she emerged out the room brimming. And she said, Dad, how do I look? I said, baby, you are looking. You are looking. I asked her to be creative. And creativity flew all through her, unfettered. And that dream that we have within us, thank you, that dream that we have within us, it wants to fly and be unfettered as well. But there's a way by which that in the winter seasons of our lives, we hold on to the darkness a little bit more and longer than we need to. And those dreams that want to give birth become deferred. I was thinking about that poem by Langston Hughes, right? What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun? Or does it fester like a sore, then run? Later in a poem it says, does it sag like a heavy load? Or does it explode? Right? It's been my experience that if you don't attend to that dream that wants to come forth with you, it doesn't explode. It tends to just kind of fester. It kind of just sits there, right? And there's a corrosive element to it because you know that there's something for you to do. There's something that is great that is calling you, but you're sitting on it. And so, which was initially reticence begins to be retreat. And then once you start retreating, there becomes this inner resentment because you say, I'm supposed to do something greater. Why am I not doing this? And it begins to feel uncomfortable, kind of like wearing shorts in the middle of winter, right? Or wearing a heavy coat in the middle of summer. It's because you're out of season. And what I'm saying maybe I'm not saying this to all of you. I'm saying this to the people who have this dream in their gut. The time is now. The season is here for you to say yes, yes to your dreams. Amen? Amen. I think of Rev D, who often says, too many people, it says, you are waiting for your dreams to come true, but your dreams are waiting for you to come true. And again, what I am saying for those people right here who feel that there's something in your gut for you to do and be in this world, the time is now. The season is here for you to say yes to your dreams. And let me tell you, it would be ministerial malpractice if I try to say that this stuff is all easy. Because it's not. Right? Because you say, all right, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes to that business that I was going to plan to do. But then you look around at the circumstances, and you say, ooh, but my bank account. Oh, there's some darkness there. There's some winter stuff there. Right? Or you say, yeah, okay, I'm going to be ready to move on to that next relationship. But, ooh, the last time I did that, I got hurt. I don't know if I'm ready for all that. Or you look at the dreams and the circumstances and says, yes, I know God is calling me to do this, but it's too big. I don't have the credentials. I'm scared. Shoot, in fact, it's safer for me to resort and just shut down in this little winter, let's call it cozy. And you start lying to yourself, it's cozy, I'm safe here, it's okay. And all the while that dream is there for you. And what I'm saying to you is that the time is now, the season is here for you to say yes, yes to your dreams. And let me tell you, it's not just for you to do. A lot of times we get into this place where it's like, well, it's too big for me. Well, the dream isn't too big for you, but it might not be for just you to do. And that's why we have community. That's why we have partners here. This spiritual game is not played on our own. I think of even the best basketball players, right? And we have these images of them making shots, and you see them doing all these moves. But you know, they got to draw up plays for even the best basketball players. Did you know that? Sometimes you got to, as a coach, you got to say, all right, we're going to free you up. So there's stuff happening that you don't even see. There's back picks that are happening for people who know basketball. There's screens that are happening. There's movements that are happening. There's people who are flashing to the hole. They're freeing him up, so you just see him taking a shot, but you don't see all the other players that are doing all the things so that they can be successful. And what I'm saying is for you that there's this dream for you right here, but sometimes it's easy to forget. Sometimes it's easy to slip back in your winter seasons, to slip back into darkness. You have this light that wants to come forth, but sometimes it's easier for us to just hold it and say, it's too hard for me to take that. And that's when you have these individuals in your lives who remind you. Like my wife, for me, who will wake me up in the middle of the night and say, Mahsea, I was praying for you, and I got a word for you. This happened. And for you, it might not be your life partner, but look around. No, literally, look around. These people are here for you, to hold you, to support you. They're there for you, to see that your life has the meaning that it's supposed to have. They're here to pray you up. They are here to pull you outside when you want to shut in. They are here to speak a word, to say, I see you, and I love you. And I see that you are a dream walker, a dream liver. The time is yes. They hold you in your yes. Time is now. Season is here for you to say yes to your dreams. You know, I was On my way here, I think we were somewhere around Benicia. What is it called? Is it Benicia? The sun began to rise. And so there was this interesting interaction that was happening, that we started in Sacramento, it was night, it was dark. But as we drove, the sun started to come up, and I was having this conversation with the sun, in a way. It's somewhere around Pleasanton, the sun got a little bit higher. We're going down 680, right? And I got this message, and it was so clear. It says, Mahsea, concerning your dream talk, you are always talking about what you're going to do tomorrow. But it was so clear, God said to me, well, today is the first day of your tomorrow. And this is what I'm saying to you today. Today is the first day of your tomorrow. For out of the seeming darkness of nothing emerges the light of something new. And the dream within demands your yes. Amen? Amen. Amen. So as we go into prayer at this moment, we recall the words of the affirmation, I am ready to embrace my light. It said, joy, joy, joy. No longer do I allow my dreams to lay dormant or be deferred. And no longer do I allow my hopes to be hampered or hindered. No longer do I allow my aspirations to atrophy and apathy. And no longer will I play small when greatness calls me. There is a time and a season for all things, and I am receptive to the lessons that life brings. But dawn breaks even the longest of nights, dashing the darkness with its rising light. I am ready to shine, and the world awaits. Joy, joy, joy. Dear God, in this moment right now, we claim that joy. Oh, we are all in this room, but we are in different spaces and different places on our life's journey. And I'm knowing right now that's what makes this community so special. It's not that we've got it all figured out. It's that we're all in this together. That we all have different experiences and different insights. And in our lives, we have different things that we've gone through that we're able to share with each other. But all of us are bonded by the same intent, to be a space and a place of healing and transformation in this world. And so we walk into this place claiming our dream. We are dream walkers and dream livers. And we weave our dreams with threads that other people give us. And people remind us of who we are. And we rejoice in the fact that life comes in seasons, and even though we might be in a certain place today, we don't need to stay there. We love who we are where we're at. But we also love the fact that we don't have to stay there. And so today we say yes anew. We say yes anew for our own individual lives, and we say yes anew for this community. We say yes for Innerlight. Yes, even Innerlight is moving in seasons. And in these seasons, we hold on to that intent. Yes, to be a space and a place of healing and transformation in this world. Pioneers of possibility, where people see and experience oneness. We know that our dreams are not our dreams alone, but they connect to a larger dream that even Jesus described as a kingdom of God. That even as God expresses through a diversity of individualized expressions, if we have our own individual dreams, we know that those individual dreams point to a whole dream that God is dreaming for this world. A dream where all is spiritually empowered. A dream where justice reigns. A dream where everybody has access, unfettered access, to the altar within their heart, as Howard Thurman would say. And so we know that our dreams are not ours alone. That we dream these dreams for all the people in this world who are experiencing lack and limitation. We dream these dreams for the generations that will come past us. We dream this dream because we know that we can no longer ignore the fire in our gut that says greatness is calling. So today we say yes to it. We say yes. We say yes. The sun, the light is rising on our yes. See your days getting longer. See it. See it. The brilliance of those ancient people is yet even in the darkness, even in the longest of nights, they celebrated the rising of the sun. And so it is with us. We celebrate the hope, the dream that is rising within us despite the appearances. And we're grateful today. Grateful today. So now what we do, we just allow this prayer to settle and find a resting place within our soul and within the soul of this community. We bless this space. We bless this place. In this prayer, we just allow it to be. And so it is. Amen.